Guys, you can remove the sour or tangy taste from your tomato sauce without adding anything, not even baking soda. In this video, I'll be sharing this with you. As you may already know, there are a lot of things you can add to your tomato sauce or stew to remove the sour or tangy taste. In this video, I'll be listing some of those. I will also be showing you how you can do this without adding anything at all, not even baking soda. Guys, you will get to know which of these is my favorite. So let's get started. The first thing to do is to choose a sweeter tomato type variant. Choose the tomato type that is sweet. This is the secret. Blend it with your peppers, onions, and any other thing you would like to add like ginger or garlic. Next, add some oil. Make sure you use enough oil. Then add your onion. If you'd like to add ginger or garlic, you can add them now. Once this is translucent, it will float on top of the oil. Now, add your tomato mix. This should be your tomato, some peppers. If you'd like to add onion, do that. Add your tomato mix. Now, once this is added, stir so that everything will be well incorporated. Okay? Stir properly, and then you will have to stir from time to time so that it won't get burnt. Make sure you are frying with enough oil. At the end of this, if the oil is too much, you can drain it. It is very important that you fry with enough oil, guys. If the oil is excess at the end, you can use it for other purposes like preparing your yam porridge. Okay, stir this from time to time so that it won't get burned. You can see I'm using a wooden spatula. This is because of the pot I'm using. With this method, my pot or my tomato won't get burnt. Okay, for this method, I simply blended my tomato and then started frying. Okay, I will fry this until all the water evaporates. Once this is done, you will see that the oil separates from the tomato. Look at the oil now. It has turned to red. Remember, this is vegetable oil. You know the color before now. Once this is properly done, you will see that the oil changes color to that of the tomato, and the tomato will look more darker than it was when we started. Okay, this is when you know that this is ready. Once all the water has evaporated, with this, you won't lose any nutrients at all. All the nutrients in these tomatoes will be intact. Another way you can remove the sourness or the tangy taste from your tomato is to remove the seed and the peel before using it. Once this is done, there won't be any sour taste from your tomato because the seed and the peel contain most of the sourness. To do this, bring hot water to boil, add your tomatoes. Make sure you cook for about 10 minutes. Drain it, soak in cold water, and then remove the peel. It is very easy this way. To remove the seed, simply cut into half and remove the seed. Be careful not to tamper with the pulp, okay? With this, the peel and the seed will be all gone. Blend as you want and then start frying your tomatoes. With this method also, you will have any tangy taste or sourness from your tomato stew or your tomato sauce. Guys, I hope you are enjoying this video. So far, I've given you 3 ways you can remove the sourness or tangy taste from your tomato without adding anything. The first one is to choose a sweeter tomato type variant. Make sure you choose a good one. Next is to blend your tomatoes and then fry with enough oil. Make sure you stir from time to time to avoid burn. Once the tomato is done, it will separate from the oil. The next one is to remove the peel and the seed to eliminate tomato sourness. To do this, simply cut your tomato into half and remove the seed. For the peel, add this in boiling water, allow it to sit for about 10 minutes. Then put in cold water to cool. Then the peel can come off easily. Next method is my favorite, guys. Would you like to see my favorite? Here you blend your tomato. Here is the tomato mix in a pot. This pot is empty. I added my tomato mix. I didn't add any oil. I didn't fry any tomato. I simply blended my tomatoes, my peppers, and then added them into an empty pot and started cooking. Another way you can do this method is to cook your tomatoes. Cook your tomatoes before blending. If you do this also, you will arrive at the same result. It's either you steam or boil your tomatoes. before blending, or you blend your tomatoes just like I did here, blend properly and then boil or steam. Make sure that the water drains properly. You can see where this was. Now it has lessened. Make sure you stir from time to time to avoid burn. Let's get to other things you can add to your tomatoes to remove the sourness. Here is sugar. Yes, you can add sugar to your tomatoes to amplify the natural sweetness of the tomatoes. Don't be scared, this won't make it sugary. Once your tomatoes begin to simmer, add salt and a pinch of sugar. Next ingredient you can add to your tomato to remove the sourness is nutmeg. Make sure you use powdered nutmeg. This is the seed. Next is baking soda. This is what many people are used to. Yes, you can add baking soda to your tomato to remove the sourness. Once you add a pinch of baking soda, you will notice small bubbles from the surface of the sauce. This is a sign that this baking soda is really doing its work, which is absorbing the sourness or the tangy taste from your tomato stew or your tomato sauce. So when you add your baking soda on your tomato sauce or stew and you notice that there are bubbles on top of your tomato sauce or stew, don't worry guys, this means that this is working, okay? You can also add edible potash, the one we use to cook beans, or African breadfruit. Next guys is cinnamon. Yes, you can add cinnamon to your tomato sauce or stew to remove the sourness or the tangy taste. Always start with a pinch and then you can add more if need be. You can also add your vegetable broth to your tomato sauce or stew. Guys, this will automatically remove the sourness or the tangy taste. You can add soy sauce to your tomato sauce for this purpose as well. Make sure that the quantity you add won't make your sauce salty. Back to my favorite method, guys. These tomatoes, we need to evaporate all the water in it. Once this is done, we are keeping this aside. This will help to concentrate the flavor. With this, you won't be losing any nutrients at all. Remember, I blended before boiling. You can boil your tomatoes before you blend them. You will still get a very good result. Once this is done, I'll be keeping them aside and then start frying. Remember, in the first method, I blended my tomatoes and started frying. In this one, I blended my tomatoes and cooked or steamed or boiled. Before I will fry these tomatoes, guys, this method is quite easy. It is very simple once you start frying. It won't take so much time like the first method. Okay, now into my pot, I added some oil and some onions. Once this onions is translucent, I started adding my boiled tomato mix. Can you see the difference now? This tomato mix was boiled. In the first method, it wasn't boiled at all. I simply blended and then started frying. Remember I said you can boil your tomatoes before you blend them, okay? You will still get to this point. Even if you are using this method, make sure you use enough oil as well. This is the secret. Then make sure you stir from time to time to avoid burn. With this method, the frying time will be shortened. Mix properly so that both the onion, the ginger and garlic, and the tomato mix will be well incorporated. Then stir from time to time, and once this is done, just like the first method, the oil will float on top. The oil will separate from the tomatoes. The tomato will change to a more darker color. The oil will change its color as well while separating from the tomatoes. With this, you know that your tomato is ready. Guys, there won't be any sour taste. It won't be tangy at all. Once you've gotten to this point, you can add your seasoning cubes, your spices, salt to taste, and of course your protein if you are using any. Thanks for watching till this point. Other things you can add to your tomato stew or sauce to remove the sourness or the tangy taste is vegetable broth, potatoes or carrots. Peel and cut your potatoes and carrots and add to your tomato stew or sauce. Remove them when they are cooked. Hope you enjoyed this video. Would you be trying this? Let me know the outcome when you do. I'll be waiting. Bye bye.